So let's say you're tired of the United States and you need a little break, or maybe a long one. Well, I got some good news for you. There are actually 16 countries that you can go to as an American without a visa for 6 months or longer. And if you're like the average American that doesn't really know geography that well, I got a list to help you out. So I'm going to give you the top 5 countries that you can go to for 6 months or longer, due to the fact that you are a United States citizen. Number 1, Georgia. So Georgia is pretty awesome because you can stay here a year without a visa, and no, I am not talking about the state. This option is not only for U.S. citizens, but Georgia allows almost all citizens of every country a year in their country without a visa. One of the many aspects of Georgia, which is amazing, is that it is very cheap compared to other parts in the world. A full liter of beer costs about $1.50, and you can get by with $800 to $1,000 a month. Tbilisi, and I really hope I'm saying that right, is the capital of this paradise. So apart from it being really cheap, why would you want to go there? Well, number 1, it's actually very safe as well. It is the 7th most safe country on Earth. It is extremely biodiverse as well. There are 12 different climate zones. It is also home to Europe's highest mountain range, the Caucasus Mountains. It has 3 UNESCO World Heritage Sites. And many scientists and historians claim that this is actually the birthplace of wine. So to sum up why you should go to Georgia, well, you can stay a year there as a United States citizen. It is extremely biodiverse. It's mountainous. There's a lot of history. And it is also cheap and safe. Next on this list is Albania. As a United States citizen, you can stay in this country for up to a year as well. And if you want to go to a Mediterranean climate like Greece or Italy, but want to do something a little less mainstream, welcome to Albania. And if you're tired of paying $1,500 a month for an apartment that really doesn't serve you and is kind of small, well, Albania has apartments for only $250 to $300 a month, and from what I've heard, they're actually really nice. It is located right next to the Adriatic and Ionian Seas, and if you love history, Albania has some impressive ruins stemming back from the 6th century BC. It was voted as one of the most friendly countries in the world, and I'm sure you've heard of Santorini in Greece, but you've probably never heard of Berat, Albania. Well, Berat was voted the number 1 most marvelous and stunning city in the world by Japan, so that's gotta count for something, right? If you love going for evening walks, you're in luck because almost everybody in this country goes out for an evening stroll right before the sunset. And more opportunity could be coming to Albania soon, as it is a NATO nation as of right now and is actively attempting to join the European Union. In the capital city of Tirana, you can take a cable car to oversee the entire city. And also, camping is completely legal and you can go to any part in the wilderness and camp. So the next country on this list is the Bahamas. So as a United States citizen, you can stay here for up to 240 days a year without any visa. And maybe you don't like flying that much and prefer to stay closer to home instead of traveling super far away. Well, Bahamas is right next to Florida, and there is a rather large community of expats in Bahamas. So you won't feel completely out of place during your stay, and you can also meet a lot of people relatively easily. The beaches are some of the most stunning in the world. The only downside is that it's a bit expensive. Apartments are only a little bit cheaper than the United States and not by much, averaging about $800 to $1,000 a month. That's just for an apartment. That's not including the rest of the cost of living like food, toiletries, all that good stuff. However, there is no sales or income tax in Bahamas, which is super nice, and it is comprised of 700 islands. The next 2 places on this list are the Marshall Islands and Micronesia. Now I'm grouping them together because they're very similar and they both fall under the jurisdiction of something called the Compact of Free Association, which is what gives the United States the privilege of being able to work or live there without needing a visa for as long as they want, which is super cool. It is believed that in about 2000 BC, a group of Micronesians first moved and discovered the Marshall Islands. Skipping way ahead in history, the inhabitants of the island of Micronesia were colonized by Spain in the 17th century. Germany actually bought this territory from Spain in 1898, right as Spain lost nearly all their territories to the United States. The Japanese inhabited these islands in 1914 until the Second World War, in which the United States took control of these islands. Long story short, today the USA has great ties and connections with Micronesia, and due to the unique history that this country has, the United States citizens can visit and live there as long as they want. So I feel like it's worth noting that you can actually go to the United Kingdom and also Canada for 6 months as a United States citizen without a visa. However, it's a little bit boring, obviously, and we're all about excitement and being different here on this channel. So I'm going to go with Mexico as my 5th option. So why should you want to go to Mexico? Well, to begin, they allow 180 days in the country, and as long as you leave the country for a day and come back, you actually have the opportunity to stay another 180 days. In other words, if you decide to leave the country 3 times during a calendar year, you can actually stay for 362 days. Mexico City is the 5th largest city in terms of population in the world at 21 million people, and it is the most populated city in the Americas. Some of the reasons why you may want to go to Mexico include the stunning beaches, the possibility of meeting other expats, especially in tourist areas, the Mayan and Aztec ruins, 35 World Heritage Sites, the architecture, and also lucha libre shows are pretty cool from what I heard. So as a United States citizen, you do have options to leave the country for an extended amount of time if you really want. Thank you for watching this video. Follow me on Instagram, Gringo Perspectiva, and hasta la próxima.